EA did release the first Star of the Month in NHL 26, and it was not a surprise of who is getting that 87 overall card, because we all know that Jack Eichel deserves it. What was a surprise is that how you make this 87 overall Jack Eichel. And that once again just proves the point where you cannot really prepare for events this year because you never know what EA will release. And the funny thing about this card is that, yes, you can have a lot of cool lineup overall boosts, including the ones they released yesterday. But other than that, this card is not really that good. There are not really any cool X factors. His speed is only at 90, acceleration at 92. His shooting is also not much better than, let's say, any of the MSPs released. Same about the hands. And he only have 86 face-off stats. The rest of the Star of the Month cards, like Josh Morrissey or Sherwood, or even some of these European guys, they're not bad, but again, the cost is ridiculous. Because you have to trade in 485 overall Star of the Month cards. If you do want to get that 87 overall Jack Eichel, if you want to get one of the 86s, you need to trade in 285s and 183 overall Team of the Week card. And again, this is not a choice pack, so you will get one random. An absolute L in my opinion. This has to be a choice pack. And to make 185 overall Star of the Month, you need 483 overall Team of the Week cards. So yes, you cannot trade in your 86 overall Team of the Week card or your 85 overall Team of the Week cards. If you was making a Team of the Week card every single week, or let's say one card every 2 weeks, outside of actually using those cards with some of the lineup combinations, there is really no any use. And yeah, it once again sucks in my opinion. Because if you remember last year, Star of the Month set was one of the most expensive we had in the game. And once again, it looks like it's the same, because in total you would need 1683 overall Team of the Week cards. And in average, they're going for 33,000 coins. So yes, Jack Eichel would cost you around 500,000 coins. But if you don't have the 83s already, you can go and make them. And to make one, you would need 3 81 to 82s and 180 overall card. 81s are currently going for around 7k, while 80 overall cards you can buy for 5,500 coins. So by using this method, this Jack Eichel would cost you a little bit over 400,000 coins. So obviously, I'm not a fan of how you make Star of the Month cards, and I never was, because this is always one of the most expensive sets, and who knows, will that Jack Eichel be usable in the first few weeks when the Season 2 drops. But today's video is about to see what Reddit thinks about Star of the Month. Do they think the cost is accurate? Do they like that they need to trade in 83s instead of 85s or 86? And in general, are they happy? And it looks like they are not, because the first post I found on Reddit says, F these Star of the Month sets. I thought you could trade in 85s for the 86s, but no, you need 983 overall Team of the Weeks for 186 overall Star of the Month. And it's not even a choice pack. This is absolutely brain dead. I do agree, then it has to be a choice pack. You release 2 cards, and let's say I only want Morrissey. I don't want anyone else. It means I can make that set 5 times, and I still will end up not getting him if I'm not lucky. If you look at the comments, Star of the Month has always been bad. They seemingly put zero thought into the value every single time. Yeah, I don't know why anyone would have thought it would be good. Even the cards are stated bad. Lindros is way better than Eichel. Cool, Eichel gets a boost. That's gone in 2 weeks. And there's also a lot of other +6 overall boosts currently. I agree. Jack Eichel, yes, fits the new lineup combination with Star of the Month and Team of the Week cards. You can still use him with Crosby and let's say Willie Nylander. But other than that, without any boost, that card is not really good. If you look at, let's say, 86 overall Team of the Week, Dylan Larkin, that card without any boosts is much better than Jack Eichel. And it did not cost even half of what you have to spend for Star of the Month. Nah, I support the evolution of HUT. What evolution? This is pretty much the same type of shit we get every single year. When it comes to the Star of the Month, I don't think it's an evolution, really. Yeah, and 16 83s to make 4 85s for Jackie Ace. What the fuck is Jackie Ace? I fully agree with your comment. Ridiculous, really. I made all 86 and 85 Team of the Week cards, minus a couple. So you said you made all, minus a couple. You cannot have both, but hey. But now I know, when they release the 84 Team of the Week, I'm just making 84s, not trading in for 87s, and gonna save for the Star of the Month that way. Firstly, like, I know my English is bad, and sometimes I say a lot of random things, but this took me a while to read. Huge fan of when people have ridiculous made-up nicknames for players and then come in shouting them out as if anybody knows what they're talking about. Yep, that's Reddit. The 84s won't come out until next Star of the Month. Probably, but I also think we will see that in Season 2, which next Star of the Month also will be in Season 2, so yes, you are right. Made 86 with the assumption that they would be required for Star of the Month. I think all of us did that, because what I was personally expecting is that you need to trade in 2 86 and 185. At least that's what I was expecting, and even that would be expensive. It's bizarre that the 85 and 86 Ultimate Team of the Week cards seemingly won't be usable in connection with Star of the Month. Yes, outside of line combinations, you really cannot use those cards. They will not in any way help you to make that Jack Eichel. EA wants your money, babe. But yeah, like, I get it, but then that card card should be like really incredible and much better than, let's say, any other MSPs, but it's not. I don't see anyone who would actually go and spend their fodder, their coins, or even real money to make Jack Eichel. I don't think it's worth it. Best Start of the Month and Team of the Week line combos. What are the best gems? Start of the Month Eichel, Team of the Week any, Team of the Week Pedersen, +7, any massive AP and salary boost. Team of the Week Lundqvist, Team of the Week Edvidsson. I think this is actually a really good defensive pair because you get +5 and massive AP and salary boost. Also, any 2 Team of the Week goalies for AP and salary. I don't think we have a lot of good Team of the Week goalkeepers, but you probably could find someone who you can actually use as your starter. Like, he's running the same third defensive pair as I am because these two guys are actually really good. I only have +3 overall boost because I already have one Nashville Predators defenseman, which is Roman Josi, but if you're looking for a budget option, this is actually not a bad one. Apparently there is not such +7 combo, and that's, I think, what is he saying. Team of the Week Marner, any Team of the Week, and Team of the Week Pedersen gives you +4. +5 if you throw a Team of the Week Capital between them, so basically the maximum you can get is +5 only. It looks like the biggest complaint is that Start of the Month sets is a random and it's not a choice pack. I don't get it. Why it's so hard to make it a choice pack? Maybe because it's 2 cards and they love us gambling or wasting our research before the season 1 ends, and maybe it's just a marketing move, but come on. If it would be a choice pack, maybe some people would actually spend more because, you know, you can choose that one player you want, and on Friday they release a sick line combo where you actually need that other player, so people would still go and make it. Because it's not a choice pack, it's a huge gamble, and if, let's say, you can only make it once, what happens if you don't get the card you want? In my opinion, every single time they do this, it has to be a choice pack. Even when we trade in our 30 event collectibles for a B&D pack, it's a choice pack, so why Start of the Month is different? So I made all the stuff to make 86 Morrissey, and it ended up being a random. If I'm doing all that and spending all these coins, you should be able to pick. That's crazy to me. Anyone else agree with me? I think pretty much everyone agrees. I don't see anyone ever saying, you know what, a random player out of pack is a good one. Choice pack is always good, and that's how it should be. How else are they gonna get addicts to stay on their terrible game for longer than an hour? It's so depressing that it's true. You know what is depressing? Reading Reddit. It's crazy that you have to take the risk and get the Canucks player. Ah, that's salty. Seriously, I cannot find a single post not complaining about that's not being a choice pack. Okay, EA, you pranked us. Very funny. How in absolute hell is the 86 not a choice? It's only 2 players. That's why it's not a choice pack, because EA wants you to throw all your fodder, every single coin, and maybe even real money, and waste everything and end up with the same player if you do the set, let's say, 5 times. And yes, I agree. I think in my opinion, we just have to ignore it and move on. Same as we did with the fantasy event. They hate their player base. I don't think they hate it. It's all about making profit. And believe me, if no one would do the sets, if no one would open the packs, because they have all the data, they would not do this. Clearly, even people who are complaining on Reddit, there are 100 more who are opening packs, wasting all their fodders, doing all these sets, and, you know, they cannot argue with data. People want to do it. And they will continue releasing these ridiculous sets, which cost you fortune, until people will stop doing it. So the only way of us changing something is just not do it. Just sell all the 83 Team of the Weeks. That's exactly what I did. I had around 5. I think I bought them a little bit over 20k over the weekend, and today I sold them all for 32k. So at least I made around 10k profit on every single card. For the trade-ins, it should definitely be a choice pack. 100%. So basically, yes, everyone is complaining about the set not being a choice pack. No one is complaining about the cost of Jack Eichel. That's actually hilarious because, in my opinion, it's expensive. But not really Start of the Month related, but I wanted to talk about preparing for Season 2. I personally know that a lot of people are asking the same question. How are you preparing for Season 2? Are you doing anything special or just continue playing the game the same way? So let's see what the community is talking about, because there are 19 comments. Maybe we find something interesting and stuff like that. So, preparing for Season 2. What are some people doing to prepare for Season 2? Are they keeping most of their fodder or making investments early on bunch of the cards? I personally invested a lot of coins. I may absolutely lose it all, or I may make a bank. That's the only way how I make coins this year. I buy the players who don't have any lineup combinations and hope that EA will release some crazy or sick lineup combinations with +7 and stuff like that, like they did with Mikko Rantanen. And if that's the case, from a card you spend 40k, you can make 100k profit. So the first comment says, I have bought loads of 84s hoping they go up with the new captains or MSPs between 18 and 19k. They seem so cheap. Any new line combos would make them increase value. Also, 82 Team of the Week cards. Fact, it's really hard to predict anything. Yeah, I think considering this post was 2 days before, he obviously didn't guess with an 82 Team of the Weeks. Also similar to my approach. 85 alumni cards, 85 base players where MSPs has dropped in the past events. Rantanen was a big investment return, hoping for combo for Caprizo and few others. Please EA, I have like 7 Caprizo cards. Give me a sick lineup combination for Russian and Minnesota Wild and I am cooking. So basically, if you read all the comments, it clearly states that everyone is buying players and hoping for some sick lineup combinations. And I think that's the best way. If you have around 300 to 500k coins, and I know a lot of people actually do have that amount of coins, I would probably spend at least half of it by investing in some of the players who don't have any lineup combinations and hope that EA in Season 2 delivers some really sick ones. Also, obviously, a lot of people are stacking up 84s because that's the overall I am expecting we will need in the next event, because at the moment we need 83s. And 84s are going for the same amount of coins, and if the MSPs are at 87, and let's say they release some sick next-gen cards, once again, a lot of people in the community will go crazy, they will make every single MSP, because with the new MSPs also will come some sick lineup combinations, probably even +8, and if that's the case, 84s will skyrocket in the price. I'm assuming then all the boosts and chemistries reset, so I'm just gonna be conservative saving cards, and the next 2 events just making whatever players I want to make, if any of them look like fun in case they are good for the Season 2 boost. I do think that in Season 2, at least in the first week or 2, we'll see a lot of variety, because a lot of lineup combinations will be gone. I do think that they have to leave some of the overall boosts or even salary, let's say fantasy event lineup boosts has to stay, considering how much it costs to actually make those cards. Maybe even game breakers will stay. And if that's the case, I do think that all the cards we currently have in our collections we are not using, we'll be able to use in Season 2, at least in the first week or 2, and have some fun. Cards that seems like a no-brainer investment opportunities. 84 overalls. They are cheaper than 83s, which is fact and actually really good point. 85 alumni and 86, 87 icons. I don't think 87 icons is like a cheap way of investing, because they still are quite expensive, but you can get some 86s because they definitely also will be needed, hopefully. This is probably the easiest it ever been to predict on which cards will go up. Still some luck involved, as there always will be. Those 85 Rantanen cards at 23 were a no-brainer, should have bought 10 instead of 3. I don't think it's like the easiest way, but obviously, if there is no lineup combination for a card, specifically a team, for any player who recently had an MSP, it's a no-brainer. They will recycle those MSPs, and in that way, they're sending a message that every single event, make as many MSPs you can, because we will release that sick lineup combination. You will need one of them, but of course you don't know which one. So yeah, it's all about the gambling. So that will do for today's Reddit rant video. Obviously, people on Reddit are not happy. In all fairness, when was the last time people on Reddit were happy? Let me know down in the comment sections below. What do you think about Star of the Month? What do you think about the cost of Star of the Month? And also let me know what do you think about the actual sets, because I know a lot of people, including myself, were expecting that at least you will need to trade in your 85 or 86 overall Team of the Week cards, and it will not be all around 83s. As always, guys, I really appreciate you watching today's video. If you did enjoy, please make sure you like and subscribe, and as always, have a good one and see you on the ice.